The Rothschilds, a family with an estimated net worth ranging from a cool $400 billion to a mind-bending $1.2 trillion and a name that evokes pictures of opulence, power, and intrigue. They mastered the art of money, flaunted their dominance, and threw parties that redefined extravagance. They seemed to weave money and power into their DNA, with marriages to their cousins, royalty, and other mega-rich families like the Goldsmiths and the Hiltons. It's no wonder the Rothschilds are the subject of many conspiracy theories. Are they really orchestrating the world from behind the scenes? Did they really buy Brazil? Do they have the United Kingdom and France in their pockets? Do they decide how much we all buy gold? Are they still as wealthy and influential as the world thinks? These are questions that have echoed through the ages. Prepare to be stunned as we unearth the truth about this fascinating family. So how did this all start? How did they become such financial juggernauts? It all started in the ghettos of Frankfurt in the 19th century with one man, Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the mastermind. He wasn't just your average Joe. He was a finance guru with grand visions. Think of him as the puppeteer with 5 sons who dispatched each of them to key cities across Europe, like secret agents armed with financial wizardry. The goal was simple: work together to grow the family business and influence. And the gamble paid off, with Mayer and his first son, Amschel, straddling the Frankfurt office. The second son, Nathan, opened a branch in London, the third, Jakob, in Paris, the fourth, Solomon, in Vienna, and the fifth, Karl, in Naples. Each branch became what is known as the 5 houses of the Rothschilds. The 5 houses worked together and became epicenters of wealth and influence that transformed the financial landscape. So much so that they were able to raise huge sums of money to bail out governments and help them make huge purchases. For instance, in 1875, when the Suez Canal in Egypt was kind of up for sale, they raised the £4 million needed by the United Kingdom to buy it. And they did this within a few hours, notice. Talk about power. And when Brazil wanted to buy itself back from Portuguese ownership, guess who they called upon to bail them out? You guessed right, the Rothschilds. They raised the £2 million Brazil desperately needed to free itself from Portugal. They were bankers to the wealthiest families in the world, but their influence did not end there. They also decided the price of gold. In 1919, the London Rothschilds house became the permanent chairman of gold fixing, and secret meetings were held at the Rothschilds' London house. Can you imagine this? They controlled how much you and I buy gold from their own house. Now that's power. Yet, it's not all about cold, hard cash. They also have a softer side. They are a family of art lovers and culture connoisseurs. They breed racehorses and own vineyards. Their homes, more opulent than fairy tale castles, stand as testaments to their boundless wealth. Take Waddesdon Manor in England, a neo-Renaissance masterpiece that houses priceless art and lush gardens. It sits on 6,000 acres, a true marvel. Or the Langau Estate, a hunting estate located on the outskirts of Vienna, which is 13,373 acres, just a few acres shy of the whole of Manhattan. Can you believe that? So, where do they stand in the wealth scale today? What has happened to their fortune? As history unfolded, wars, rivalries, and politics chipped away at the family's wealth. Also, the fact that they haven't really been working together like they used to hasn't helped. As with all families, there have been major squabbles between the different houses. In one instance, the London house, N.M. Rothschild, allegedly supported the adversaries of another Rothschild. Let's not forget Ariane de Rothschild, of the Edmund de Rothschild group, who sued another member of the Rothschild family. This would be considered taboo as you do not sue family, but I suppose she could do this because she is, well, not a blood relative. All hope is not lost as the younger Rothschilds are carving a path for themselves, true to their DNA, and yes, the fortune is growing. There's James Rothschild, a bona fide finance maestro. He's got his hands in the pot at Rothschild Asset Management, a banking behemoth. Now, let's crunch some numbers. James Rothschild isn't just swimming in cash. He's diving headfirst into a $1.3 billion pool of wealth. Oh, and let's not forget his fairy tale wedding to none other than Nikki Hilton, a name that screams luxury and dollars. The ceremony at the majestic Kensington Palace was a wedding that will make Cinderella jealous. And hold on to your hats because Nathaniel, aka Nat, is no less of a superstar. Oxford-educated and hedge fund savvy, he's transformed family smarts into some seriously suave business moves. From hedge funds to global coal mining ventures, this guy is making bank. His net worth? A cool billion, give or take. But here's the kicker. Rumor has it that he's in line to inherit an astronomical $40 billion stashed in Swiss trusts. That's not just pocket change, folks. That's a gold mine. Out of the bunch, David Mayer de Rothschild takes the crown for being the richest right now. Whether it's braving the frosty terrains of the poles or diving into the sultry mysteries of tropical paradises, David is no stranger to adventure. Remember the plasticky ship that journeyed the oceans, ringing alarm bells on plastic pollution? That's our eco-warrior, David, steering the helm. His tireless commitment to Mother Earth was recognized and applauded with awards showered upon him by fellow Green Crusaders. And when we talk riches, well, let's just say David isn't fishing for coins at the back of the sofa. With an estimated stash of $10 billion, thanks to a generous family inheritance, he's living the billionaire life. And there is the Edmond de Rothschild Group. Remember the one suing another Rothschild. They are asset managers and they don't just manage pocket change. We're talking some staggering $200 billion, all on behalf of the most elite families in the world. And yes, they still marry into wealth. Sisters, Alice and Kate Rothschild both married. Zach Goldsmith and Ben Goldsmith, heirs of the financier and hotel tycoon, Sir James Goldsmith. Like them or hate them, the Rothschilds' opulence and influence remains. And why wouldn't it? Some of their former staff and protégés have become prime ministers of France like Georges Pompidou and Emmanuel Macron, and that's just scratching the surface of how far-reaching their influence is in politics. So what's your take on the Rothschild family? Do you have any unique theories about them? We'd love to know in the comments. Oh, before we go, ever wondered where the family name Rothschild comes from? Well, it comes from something on the roof of the family home in Frankfurt. No kidding. There was a red shield on the roof of the family home, and this translates to Rothschild in German. And this was crowned the family name. Yes, the Rothschilds are renowned billionaires, but today the world is producing younger billionaires. Some are even as young as 12 years old. Check out our video on the right on some of the youngest billionaires in the world. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. And remember to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Take care and see you next time.